Alright, we're watching Grilled, who's playing Lucio and Zenyatta on New Queen Street. This is Platinum 1 on PC. I'm having a difficult time feeling like my existence is having any impact on the outcome of my matches. Obviously, this VOD is just one example, but in general, I've been feeling like the things I do / plays I attempt to make aren't really helping determine whether or not the match will be a win or a loss. I think it would be helpful to know what sorts of things show up in my gameplay that I can improve on to try and fix this. Pretty much every time I've queued support this past week or two has just been a continuous string of losses, but I don't really feel that I'm playing below my usual level. Sorry for the longish rant, but any insight is appreciated. So for starters, your rank can actually go down even if your skill level's the same, right? Because it really depends on the player base as a whole. Like if the average skill level of the player base is increasing but yours isn't, you can actually fall backwards in rank as a result. Or for example, let's say there's a whole bunch of Smurfs that suddenly enter the ecosystem, right? They're gonna rise up from the bottom and they're gonna push everybody else down, and that's just naturally going to happen. Which is why, I talk so much when I coach is about like, look, focus on your actual skill, right? Is your skill getting better? Can you watch yourself game to game and be like, oh wow, I look clearly better than I did in that other game? Or you're like, nah, it feels about the same, then your skill's not going anywhere and your rank's probably certainly not going to increase, but it may very well decrease. In fact, I would say in some scenarios your ranks, especially towards the end of a game's life, your rank can actually increase as a lot of players end up leaving the player base, right? Especially especially on the high end, if people stop playing for whatever reason, your rank can increase because the high end players end up leaving, and then it becomes easier to climb. Anyway, impact. So it's surprising to me that you think that your plays don't have any impact on the game, right? Because you make a bunch of plays, and I think objectively, like they're good plays, and they usually lead to fight wins. So why is that not like I'm not sure where the disconnect here is between, hey, I made a play, how does it affect winning? Well, if you make a good play, it usually wins the fight. If you win a fight, well, that usually helps you win the match. If you win enough fights, you're going to win the match, right? Generally speaking, if you win more than 50% of the fights in a game, you're probably going to win the game, right? It's a lot related to like the clock management and stuff like that matters. But I would say if you win, 60% of the fights in a game, you're probably going to win like 90% of the time, right? If you win like 70% of the fight, there's almost no way you could lose that game. It's like extremely, like, you basically would have to intentionally throw in some bizarre scenario in order to like get a situation, like you'd have to be like trolling and like camping their spawn, like winning fight after fight, and then give up the rest of the game in order for you to lose otherwise. So I think instead of looking at it as like, oh, how can I win the game overall, just look at it fight for a fight, right? Every single fight, did I make a good play, right? / did I make a bad play to offset that? And just focus on just having better fights, right? Break up the game into a series of fights and play the best that you can in every single fight. I have a scoring system that I kind of like give people of like a +1, -1 system where like, look, track every single fight. See how you did. Do you deserve a +1 as in you played better than expected? Do you have -1 where you played worse than expected? Or 0 where you just played okay? If you have a bunch of zeros, you don't really deserve to win or lose the game, right? You're probably going to be somewhere like that. It's probably up to your teammates or the enemy team to make a play to actually end up swinging the fight, right? But if you have a bunch of -1s, you're probably not playing so well, and you probably deserve to lose. If you have a bunch of +1s, you probably play well, you probably deserve to win. Doesn't mean you necessarily will, but it depends on how many +1s you rack up. So let's go through this game, right? And we're gonna watch this play out. So I'll kind of talk through, right? Everybody's seen the game, and we're like going to talk through. Hey, look, what are moments which are good and are impactful? What are moments that are bad? So we come out here, right? We're just spamming a little bit. I have no idea why you use boop here. This is like way too far away. Like, that's not even close. Like, it doesn't even go half that distance to that soldier. So, did you get hit by a fire strike here? This is really bad. There's no reason to get hit by a fire strike this far away from the enemy, right? And you can see the windup, and you can see the animation, and you're still strafing into it, and you still get hit by this. This is really important. So you get hit by about like half the fire strikes I've thrown you this game. It's really, really bad. Like, I can't emphasize enough how problematic this is if you plan on climbing. Fire Strike does a ton of damage, so it significantly changes your ability to play and dramatically increases the chances that you're going to die to something else, not the Fire Strike itself, but some other chip damage from there that will kill you. Or like, it makes you really conservative, and then you don't play forward, which is where you need to be in order to actually make a play because you're really injured and you're playing safe. You can't get hit by fire strikes that are being thrown 30 meters away from you as any hero, right? Not even as tanks. If someone's throwing a fire strike this far away, I would say even in Diamond, people are dodging this, squishies are dodging this 90% of the time, easily. Right? I think at GM, nobody would get hit by this fire strike. Just like not even a chance. In Master GM, I don't either one of them. I think it's like 1 out of 100 chance that somebody gets hit by this fire strike. It moves really slowly, and there's a huge telegraphed windup. You can't get hit by this fire strike, and it's going to cost you later in the game as well. All right. So we're spamming. One thing that's important about Lucio is to always be spamming. Right? Really important to farm beat really quickly. Right? Beat's one of the strongest ultimates in the game. It also is one of the highest cost ultimates. Like requires the most amount of ultimate charge points to get, so you need to be spamming all the time to farm it up. Alright, let's come over here and try to help your Rhine out. I don't really know that you necessarily need to boop there, but like it's okay. Booping is a tricky thing because you can also easily mess it up and make things worse, especially in Rhine versus Rhine. You have to understand, are you ahead or behind? Right? In terms of Rhine, once the Rhine starts swinging, like, are you going to win or are you going to lose the fight? If you're going to lose the fight, you push their Rhine away. If you're going to win the fight, you don't want to push the Rhine away because then their Rhine will escape and then your Rhine will be able to confirm the kill. So very, very hard to make that. I think Lucio is one of the hardest supports to play because of this, but like, just a note here that things could have gone very wrong. But he gets walled off anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I'm just pointing out that like I feel like you habitually boop regardless of what the circumstance is, and I think that is a bad habit to have. The boop damage itself is almost meaningless against tanks, so I would worry about it. But you go up, you kill the Rhine. Okay, great. So we made a good play here, right? We picked off the tank. Our team is still reasonably healthy. We probably should win this fight, right? And you help with that, right? With the damage, with the melee, right? You confirmed the kill before the wall went down. So that's good. So we made a play. So we should win this, probably, right? I would say 65, 70% chance that we're going to win this fight, right? Pretty good here. So you come back for a second, right? Which is not exactly necessary because like the Venture's back here, but the Venture's not going to come up like in all these heroes and not like just get blown up or have to leave right away, right? There's 1, 2, 3 heroes here. The Venture's not going to do anything, right? The Venture pops up, they're just going to die. So I wouldn't fret about it so much. My priority is, look, A, stay with my Rhine, help my Rhine out because I know my Rhine's kind of in trouble because he's pretty far forward. But B is, you know, hopefully, right, that there is a mercy in the game, which means res is a possibility, and it's really easy for you to deny res, right, with boop. So just knock it back and you should be good to go. So we turn back here, and we go back around. And you notice that not only do we turn back here, like I would have been okay if you went back here, but you notice you jump off this, and now look how far back you are. So instead of being here, you should be here, right? Which would have been this position would have been fine if the Venture came out and you wanted to help, fine. You could have done it from this position. This position is too far away. You're a big gap away from your Rhine and right from their dead Rhine. And you're going to see it's going to cost you right now because the res is going to go off. And you should be in position right now to do that knockback and deny it. But you're not, right? Because you made a mistake out of position. Also, you're switching right here right now. You need speed to be able to knock back here, but right? Now the Rhine's rezzed, and now your Rhine is critically wounded, and they have a full health Rhine that's returned to the fight. So like you get a +1 for sort of for killing the Rhine, but now you get a -1 for not denying a very easy res. It's not like the res happened like some way at the end of the train or something that you never could have gotten to, right? The res happened like right next to you. And the reason you weren't in position to deny the res was, one, I'm sure you weren't thinking about the mercy resing, and two, you got distracted and went too far back to try to deal with a Venture who wasn't a credible threat to your team. So when we talk about high-level gameplay, right, better Lucios understand their job and what they need to be doing any given moment of a fight, right? They understand, look, what do I need to prioritize? What do I need to deny? Your job there was not, hey, I need to go deal with the Venture, right? If the Venture's diving like your Widow without grapple, yeah, that makes sense. Go back, help out your Widow, right? But when the Venture's diving 3 of your backline with no other pressure, the Venture's not going to do anything. Especially when there is a Mercy like right there who can res. And again, most likely you did not realize there was a Mercy in the game, or it didn't click with you that res was a possibility, possibly because your Rhine was there. But regardless, it was more important to stay in the front than it was to go to the back, which would have helped prevent the Mercy res. Now, I think your Rhine is making a bad decision here regardless, and something you do to save him, but I'm just noting is like you could have also prevented their Rhine from getting res at the minimum, and you would have traded Rhines, and you're back to like a 50-50 situation, right? Probably you guys actually push forward and at least like win this fight. So now everything is, gone down the drain, and we're in trouble, right? And now we have to retreat and play back. And so what should have been an easy fight win is now a fight loss because of your actions. Like literally, just you personally could flip that fight from a win to a loss. And this game ultimately turns on like one fight. So like that's a big deal. All right, so we're spamming over here. We're going forwards, right? You have to be careful with stuff like this, but It's fine. I mean, definitely at this level, no one's going to punish you for it. One thing you'll realize as you start like ranking up is like you'll start getting obliterated in times where you're like, oh, like this happens to me when like I play Cassidy and DPS, right? So sometimes Lucios will get like really brazen, they'll try and come after me, and I'll just kill them. And like they'll do it one more time, and I'll kill them, and after that they play totally differently, and they get no value for the rest of the game because they're just not used to the fact that like if someone can aim, you get like completely obliterated and loses Lucio. Like you can't fly straight at them like this. Like this is nuts. If you're coming from the side, that's totally fine, right? Definitely fine. But like you're flying straight at 4 people right now. Like the soldier can see you coming down. If he just points up, especially with damage boost, he's going to kill you in 1 second. You won't even be able to get out of LOS. Even with an air strafe, you're not going to be able to get out of LOS fast enough before the soldier alone could kill you. And if he gets any chip damage from the Venture, you're not even going to have 1 second to live. Like this is a really easy kill for the soldier right now. But anyway, like we're not worried about it because you're not at the level. Like I'm going to tell you this, and you're not going to believe me, or like maybe you'll believe me, but you're not going to feel it until you start playing better competition, and then you're like, oh wow, I'm getting melted. And then like just remember this advice and remember like, look, you can't be diving straight at multiple enemies who are looking at you. It does not work. Alright, so over here we're just chilling. Alright, we can see our Rhine rotating here. So like look, we can set up here. Either we can follow our Rhine, help our Rhine with speed, or we can go this way. I would note here, in terms of composition, Rhine or Lucio is not super helpful in the situation. Lucio is generally really, really good with Rhine. The thing is, Lucio is good with Rhine when your Rhine can just run at the enemy and swing and kill them all. Like if you're playing against like a Sigma, for example, right? Or a Jeopardy Queen. Great, right? You speed your Lucio in, you start swinging, things are great. But when you're playing against another Rhine, what are you going to do with the speed? Like, you speed your Rhine to their Rhine, but like there's no advantage there. They both do identical amounts of damage. And if they don't have a Lucio, actually, basically any other support in the game is better than Lucio in a Rhine versus Rhine, right? Even Zenyatta, who heals less than Lucio, deals way more damage. So, like, the thing about playing Lucio in this situation is, like, it's kind of tricky because what are you enabling here? You're not enabling your Rhine to go in if their Rhine is in play. If their Rhine is off the side and you can enable your Rhine to get the backline, that's good. But generally speaking, in Rhine versus Rhine, you don't want to be speeding your Rhine into their Rhine. It's not going to give you anything, right? There's no advantage being created there, and you need to understand this Lucio. This is why it's so hard, in my opinion, to play Lucio, is you need to understand how everybody works. All the heroes in the game, what their jobs are, what do they need help with, because that's what Lucio's great. Lucio's like the diva of supports, right? You're not great at any specific thing other than speed, but you're good at a lot of things, right? You're jack of all trades. In understanding, do I need to be damaging here? Do I need to be diving? Do I need to be speeding? Do I need to be peeling, right? Do I need to be controlling the off angle? Lucio can do all of those things, but understanding what to do differs from game to game and fight to fight. And that's what makes it really complicated, but I think it's extremely rewarding, right? And the skill ceiling for Lucio is like really, really high. But it's really hard to make those plays. Versus like you're playing Yudari, it's easy, right? I put up my pylon, and I shoot people in the head, right? And I win the game if I shoot enough people in the head. That's how you win. It's very straightforward, right? As Ana is like a much more straightforward here, right? I sit up in a safe spot, I heal people, I damage people, I throw good nades, I throw good sleeps, I win. Ana doesn't have mobility, so like she can't go anywhere else. She can't just choose, I want to go over here now, I want to go over there now, etc. Like she just sits in one spot, generally speaking, at the start of the fight, and that's it. Lucio can go anywhere and do anything, but isn't great at any specific thing. So you need to understand what gives you your maximum value here. I'm not saying you can't play Lucio here for the record. I'm just noting that like there's a lot that's going through my head if I'm playing Lucio in the situation around like what do I need to be doing at this moment in time. But with my Rhine engaging here, clearly planning on doing a hard engage. You notice that because you're playing Yari and Lucio here, like your Rhine really isn't getting a lot of healing, and that is a consistent problem for you throughout the entire game. But if my Rhine's planning going this way, I assume he's planning on aggressing here, which is a bad idea, but so be it. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to go over the top, right? Go off the wall, over the top, and I'm going to try to engage on whoever he's going to engage on. Because like that has to be a plan, right? Otherwise, I'm not doing anything here. Like the healing I'm giving right now is like pretty much meaningless. All my teammates are basically full health. So I need to be engaging here to get that damage in, right? I got to be able to dive right now when my Rhine is aggressing. I have to be playing dive Lucio at this moment in time. So you come out here, and you see that you're going to halt here, which I think is a bad idea, right? I think at a minimum, you should have jumped left wall, back to right wall. But you're going to halt here in the air, and then you're going to eat this fire strike and some other chip damage. And now you're missing 150 health again, which means you can't engage, right? you see the fire strike, you hear the fire strike, like you have to be tracker. It's literally the only thing here that's attacking you. Like you see the windup right now, and you just fall into it. Like you could even fall into the right, and you would have dodged it. You can't keep getting hit by these fire strikes. Like it's not acceptable to get hit by fire strikes in these situations. Like if there's one thing to take away: do not get hit by fire strikes as any hero at this far away. Like it can't happen. Like close range, often it's impossible to dodge it because of how large the fire strike hitbox is. But like this range, you should definitely be able to dodge, especially as Lucio. So your Ryan's gonna engage right now. So ideally, if you had done this correctly, right, you can see the Ryan through the wall, right? You can see the timing. And when he starts engaging, now I speed and go over the top and try to engage in whoever he's gonna fight. Right? And if I need to stay alive, I can jump on this, I can wall jump away, whatever. You get a lot of options here, right? But you need to be engaging right now. So Soldier gets a pick, and now we see there are two critical health heroes here, right? Look at the Mercy, who's got like 50 health, and you get the Soldier hero with like 110. You should be there now. You should not be here. You should be over here or over here, killing these two heroes at this moment in time. You booping them back into your Ryan. Like this is the moment where you would be getting tremendous value, but you're not because you got hit by a fire strike, a completely unnecessary hit, and now you're too far away to do anything. And now you're like, oh wait, now I need to go over, and then you go straight into the venture. And I can see your tunnel vision right now. As you go, you look, right, and you're like, oh, the Mercy's low, but the venture's right in front of you, right? And you have to respect the fact that A, the venture does a lot of burst damage, or B, the drill will knock you off course. So at a minimum here, right now, you should be jumping off, right? Left wall to right wall, and then to dodge that and try to keep going. Give yourself some chance to evade the venture, or at least knock back the venture first, right? Knock back the venture, give you some space, then do the jump, and make it less likely that you're going to get drilled here. But instead, you go, and you get drilled through, you take a ton of damage, right? Now you're taking 140 damage for nothing. So you can't look at this and say, oh, like my plays have no impact in the game when you're not playing well, right? You can't look at this sequence of events and think, oh, I did a lot. You didn't deserve to win this fight at all. I would say you deserve to lose this fight. You did literally nothing here, right? You ate some spam, you're out of position, you're not dealing any damage, and then you take a ton more damage right now from the venture, right? Who also denies your play. This is not what good play looks like, right? And if you want to get back to Diamond or whatever, you can't be doing this. It doesn't look good. It doesn't feel like Diamond play. And again, you see how low the Mercy is. Now, to be clear, you're eventually going to win this fight anyway. Your team is. Not because of you, clearly, right? But you're going to win. Because sometimes you deserve to lose fights, but you win because your team carries you, right? Your Soldier's obviously getting a ton of kills right now, right? And your Ryan did a good job engaging there. You have really no healing. Your Ryan did a good job engaging and creating a lot of space. Sometimes you play well and you will lose fights. Sometimes you will play poorly and you will win fights. But the only thing we can control is our play. So focus on making the best plays that you can, right? And making the best decisions. Because if you don't improve your core baseline decision making, you will not perform well at higher ranks. It will only get harder from here. I say this in like almost every single video, but like people should not want to rank up until they are way better than the people they are currently playing with. Because going to the next rank is playing against all the people who could dominate the games that you are currently in. And if you are not good enough to play with them, you will feel it when you get there when you're like, all I do is lose. Right? It's like, oh, people always say, oh, like, I just hit the threshold, now I got the diamond, but I keep losing and drop back to plat 1. I get back to diamond, I drop back to plat 1. Like, what's going on? The thing is, you're just not an actual diamond level player. Like, yeah, you might touch it for a brief period of time, but you drop back down, it doesn't mean you actually deserve to be a diamond player. You're just not good enough yet. You're too volatile in your performance, right? You need to get consistently good enough. Alright, so we win the fight from here. Blah, 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 jumping forwards. Alright, there Ryan, making a ton of mistakes, but I have no idea how the shatter doesn't land. What the heck? I've never seen this earlier. Oh, he blocks it! Oh man, okay, yeah, so he blocked it briefly. Good block by the end of the round. Alright. So, we speed here, but of course, the shatter doesn't land, so like, this isn't gonna do a lot, but great wall by the Mei, right? Phenomenal play by the Mei to salvage what was otherwise a really bad situation, because I don't think your team's winning that otherwise. Right, so you speed here, yep, try to kill the Soldier. I think your aim is also going to be a problem. We're going to talk about that later. So you boop the Ryan off target. But note here, Blizzard's already gone off. Okay? Blizzard's already gone off, which means this Ryan is almost assuredly going to get frozen unless he charges out right now, which he's obviously not doing because he's shattered. A. B is you don't get hit by the shatter because you're off to the side, which is good. Good dodge by you. Now, the correct move here is to simply weave back and just boop the Ryan this way. Okay, we want to boop the Ryan not in this direction, right? This is no good. We want to boop him this way, which means you need to come over here and then boop, right? This is the correct direction so that he doesn't swing. And that's all we need to do. Why? Blizzard is active, which means he won't be able to get back and kill anybody in time, and then it's a free kill. But instead, what do you end up doing? You panic here, and you're like, oh god, we're in danger, and you pop the shatter. Or sorry, the beat. And you see that the ride's even frozen before beat goes off. I'm not saying that you saw that information necessarily. I'm saying that you would have realized that from hearing the Maze voice line, from seeing the animation on the ground, right? There's the voice line, there's the field, so you shouldn't chuck it off into like the random, into nowhere. Like at this moment in time, I already read this as a higher ranked player, and I think this Ryan cannot get a kill. We're good. All I do is weep back in. I don't even know they can kill the May here, right? I weep back in, boop him off. He freezes. I kill the Ryan by shooting him in the head. Everyone gets up, and I save beat. Beat, again, one of the best ultimates in the game. I cannot be wasting it for this scenario. So this, I would score you as a -1. And it's weird because you're like, oh, we win this fight. But you wasted resources to do it. This is massive overkill, which means you're not going to have beat for when you actually need it. Right? So now Venture ulti goes off. In that situation, I would have looked and be like, do I really need to beat here? Probably not, because my Rhine has shield. If my Rhine has shield, then we're good. If you hadn't beat it here, I don't think your teammates play here. I think they play behind car or play behind shield or whatever, and you're fine. I don't think the Venture's going to get any value here. She's way too they are way too far away, and with the shield up, there's nothing the Venture can do. Alright, so again, let's keep an eye on your Rhine, right? Obviously, big deal. Constantly keep an eye on your Rhine. Right? Good headshots here. Good. Yep. So you hear the duel that's kind of happening right now between the Rhines, which is a bad idea for your Rhine. Rhine should not be taking this fight. But I would be like, look, no matter what, I want to go help him. Now, I understand you don't want to go this way because the soldier is irrelevant, right? So do this, jump up here, wall ride over here, and get into the room and help out your Rhine. Because if your Rhine's losing the fight, then you could just boop their Rhine back and your Rhine escapes. There's no reason for you to be sitting on cart. Cart does not move any faster in push mode when there's more heroes on it anyway. So your goal right now is not to move the cart. You already got the May here. Just go into the room in a safe path and help your Rhine out. This is bad. You see how you're just waiting here? Like, your Rhine is fighting for his life in here in a 2-on-1 because you're not helping. You need to get in there and help and be like, oh, wait, my Rhine's losing? Great, I'll boop him off, and then my Rhine gets out, and we're good. We speed up. I don't think your Rhine will keep fighting this if he's like, oh, shoot, I got charged and pinned and Zenyatta shooting me. Right? Now you're way too late to react. But again, this is the difference between you and a better Lucio. As a better Lucio would have been like, oh, I see what's going on. Let me go help. That's what I need to be doing right now. It's the ever-evolving nature of your job as Lucio is to understand, what do I need to be doing? You sitting with 3 other people on the cart is not the right thing to be doing. It is going to help your Rhine. Should your Rhine have been here? No. But teammates make mistakes, just like you make mistakes. Your job as support is often to cover up for teammates' mistakes because supports have abilities that cover for that, right? Speed, grenade, Suzu, lamp, right? All these abilities can be used. Be like, oh, teammate made a mistake, or the enemy made a good play. Great, I saved them. If you're not saving, you're not creating that value that's needed there. So, funny thing right here is you shoot and then you jump out. But I'm gonna mention for a second. There's actually an opportunity for a massive play right here, and which I don't think you see because you are not that good of a Lucio, not yet. So right now, what do I see here? Is I see that the Rhine is going out and is looking that way towards the cart. I know that I have 3 other teammates on the cart, and I understand that this Rhine is probably tunnel visioned. This is a terrible eye. I don't know why I drew the eye closed. It's probably tunnel visioned on the cart, which means he's probably not looking to come back to help Fiona. Also, if you were paying attention to sound cues and how fast your Rhine died, you know that the Rhine has charged, so he can't even get to you quickly if he wanted to. So right now, when I'm shooting this Ana, especially since my tank is dead, a play needs to happen here for us to have any chance at winning this fight and getting this cart to here. We need to make a play right now to give us any chance. Do you have an opportunity to make a play? Because this fight's lost otherwise, right? Their Rhine can literally just hold shield and walk on your team. You're going to lose the fight. There is a play here. What is the play? It's to kill the Ana. Because if you think about it, look, my Rhine died in here. All right? Now, did the Ana use anything to do that? She used grenade, which you also might have heard. But like you can make some educated guesses here, right? Even if you hadn't heard the nade, the fact that your Ryan died this quickly, right, and the fact that you know there's two heroes fighting him, and the fact that you haven't seen any other enemy heroes here, means that it's very likely that Ana used one or both abilities to help kill your Reinhardt. So you can make a guess here that she's missing at least one of them. So I'm going to at least try to duel the Ana in this situation, because if the Ryan is staying, if he turned towards me, I leave. No question. But when the Ryan's walking out there to deal with my team, there's a play opportunity here. And the second you heard that sleep right now, I go back in. Right now, I hit the pole, I come back in, and I kill the Ana. I hard commit to the death to kill the Ana here. Right? I come back in, I boop her in this corner, right? Quadruple shot, melee, quadruple shot, she's dead. And maybe I lose, right? Maybe she quadruple tags me. So be it. Right? There's no winning play here otherwise. But if I kill the Ana, they lose a huge amount of their sustain, and maybe there is a win here. Right? That is like how you influence games. Is you take all the information that's coming into you, and you understand what your hero is good at, and you understand your own personal abilities, and like, hey, what can I do here? Because you sitting out here, like as you say, oh, I have no impact. Correct. What is your team going to do right now? If I'm the soldier, if I even have an aimbot, I can't do anything right now. Like the Reinhardt literally just holds shield or just charges me and I have to leave. Even with an actual, factual aimbot, I cannot do anything else as the soldier or the Mei here. Like I literally cannot win this fight. Especially if they nano. Alright? I mean like, yeah, soldier's going to pop ulti, but like it's not going to do anything. Like, why? Alright, so you're up one. I'm coming over to your Ryan. So let's think about the information we have right now. Ryan's here. There's 3 enemies over here, right? And your Mei's up there. What are you going to do right now? You're going to pop speed. But why are we popping speed? Your Reinhardt clearly doesn't want to fight this, okay? You can see him walking backwards. He's already out of range of the enemy Ryan, so it's not like he's getting hit by the hammers. So what's the speed for? Are you trying to speed him in, or are you trying to speed him out, or do you even know? I'm not even sure that you know. I feel like you just read in here, you're like, oh, something's happening, let me speed. But you gotta think, like, Amp is a big ability, right? Amp is your long cooldown ability. It's the only long cooldown ability you got. Obviously, excluding Ultimate, right? Which is, I won't qualify as, like, a normal ability. What is the goal with the speed here? If you want to speed your Rhine in, I want to wait until my Rhine at least mentally clocks I'm going in right now. Because otherwise you're just speeding him in the wrong direction and it takes longer for him to recover. If I see my Rhine walking forwards now, okay, speed if you want, yeah, so he can go kill the backline, sure. But if he's walking backwards, I'm not speeding yet. I gotta see, hey, how is this gonna play out? Right? And be smart about it. But you're just popping abilities. Like, why are you moving away from the fight as your Mei is going in? Like, this makes no sense. Right? Watch from the vertical view. So, everybody's engaging right now, okay? So we can see, look, Mei's going in, you're going in, Ryan's going out. So, we play it, and you see that, once again, right now, Mei's going in, Ryan's going out, and you're going out. What's the play here? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? You need to have a goal, right? Otherwise, you're just playing randomly. You need to have a goal. Your goal should be, hey, look, we should try to kill the squishies. But if I go over here and my Ryan's still backing up for whatever reason, then I'm going to try to apply pressure, right? Because it's going to be hard for the Ryan, the enemy Ryan, to deal with me and the Mei at the same time. I can use this, right? I can go this way and attack. I can go this way and attack, right? If the Ryan tries to swing, I can just boom backwards and continue applying pressure on the Mercy or the Soldier, right? You got some options here, but staying with the Ryan as he's leaving the fight is not the right call. Like, this isn't going to do anything. Now the Ryan realizes, okay, wait, we're actually going in? Now I'm like, okay, cool. Now we go in. Now I amp. Right? You amp, you get it in there really fast, and now you go after kills. But you don't have amp. Because you wasted it, doing nothing. So, like, now's the moment where it's like, oh, okay, now's the problem, right? Now you know sleep has gone off. But, like, yeah, you could aggress right now, right? Like, this is an option. Or, like, if people are getting low, you would pop beat. But again, you don't have beat because you wasted it. Ryan's coming, so you need a turn. Yep. Look for it. And that's the moment where you could pop beat, right? Right now, you pop beat, and then you live. And you counter Soldier Ultimate, and their Ryan probably dies. But you wasted beat. So you don't have it. Right? And that's why you lose fights. And you lose fights, you lose games. It's that straightforward. Like, you waste beat, it means you don't have it when you need it. That's number one. Number two is, you should never have been in this situation to begin with. As generally speaking, you should not be in, like, wide in the open. Like, from a road perspective, okay? This is what this area looks like. You do not want to be playing anywhere in the middle of this road. you pretty much always want to be somewhere at the edges of the road. That way you have options to take cover if something like this happens. Or you just like eat a headshot from something and you weren't expecting it, right? You want to have the ability to take cover, especially as Lucio where you can wall ride. The problem here is that you have no ability to evade the soldier because you're in the middle right now, right? You're in the middle right now, and now you can't get inside of the doorway easily to be able to escape. So, alternate problem. Okay, so now Zenyatta. So, as Zenyatta, right, we're just looking to crank out damage, right? Zenyatta's a much simpler hero. Just land shots, right? Hopefully you see this and you're like, what am I doing? Because this Fire Strike travels for like 2 full seconds before it hits you. You have so much time to see this. Also, why are you jumping? Right? Jumping is a really bad habit. You really can't do that if you want to get into higher ranks, A. But B, jumping when no one is even attacking you is even worse. Right? You're just throwing off your own aim and you're making it harder to dodge the Fire Strike because you're in the air when the Fire Strike is coming. Now you land, so now you have less time to get out of the way of the Fire Strike. So, Venture's here, you're charging for it, okay, it's fine. It's released way too early. Like, I would say to some degree, you don't look like someone who is very experienced at playing the game. And that's always going to hold you back, right? Like, the little things, like, all the time pop out is, you're charging and releasing right now, but the Venture's not even out of the ground yet. Like, this is way too early to be firing right now. But if you had played against Venture 10,000 times, I guarantee you, you would know that the timing of your shot was not correct and you would have held it longer. And then you could have blown up the Venture immediately when they popped out of the ground. But like, that's one of the reasons why like just playing a lot is helpful for the game because it helps teach you a lot about how the game works. I'd be careful playing this open. The soldiers at higher ranks are just dead right now. The second, like if we froze it right now and we gave you like a GM Zen player, like took over your controls and this is a GM soldier, you're dead. There's literally no way to live right now. The soldier would kill you so fast. Like you can't get the cover even. The soldier would just kill you. Alright. So we got 23 ammo here. Uptime is really important. So we gotta be going out and dishing out damage. Like go out, don't reload. Just go out here and start shooting. You got full health right here. Zed, your fair is in. Right? Your fair is in. That's the thing. It's like when your teammates are in, you need to be there too. Like, you being over here is a waste. You're effectively invincible right now because everyone's going to be shooting at the Pharaoh. Just come out here and start shooting. Like, you need to trade out for the Pharaoh right now. But instead, you're playing super passive while your Pharaoh is playing very aggressive. And that's a very common way that people will lose fights. Okay? Is that if you have 5 teammates, right? You guys win if everybody pushes at once. Probably. Right? That's a good scenario where you're going to win. But if half of your team pushes and half of your team retreats, then you're very likely to lose because they're going to have 5 heroes who are all going to 5v2 the 2 that are pushing, and then they have a huge advantage, and now you lose, right? So you need to recognize, look, are we pushing or are we pulling back? Your Pharaoh is pushing here. Push with it because you can safely do it. It's not like you have to drop down to get any kills, right? Just play from the window. You can do damage here for free. If it doesn't work out, if Pharaoh dies, you can't get a kill, back up. That's fine. But to not even be trying when your Pharaoh is up there is a huge problem. Okay, great kill on a soldier. That's good, right? So we traded out, right? We also got their ride, and we're going to push forwards. All right, you're looking for a little sneaky kill here. Great! That's an excellent play, all right? That alone probably means you're going to win the next fight. So that is impactful. So again, you say, oh, I don't impact game. That 100% is an impactful play when you just made. That's like a really big play that you just made, like a huge play. The thing is, after you got this kill, remember they have a mercy, so camp the mercy kill as well, right? Get that kill, then, right, charge up and see, hey, look, are they gonna follow here? And then try to maybe stop it, right? Or if you're really afraid of like the Cassidy pushing you, play back here, and then the Cassidy can't push you from that angle, but still you can put pressure on the mercy and make it harder to get the res off. Alright, if you try to go another blast, okay, that's fine. Okay, you eat a ton of damage there from something. What even hits you here? It's not just the Ana grenade. Oh, you took some chip damage already, that's why. You took damage right here. Okay, so yeah, obviously chill. Yep, Harmony. Don't go for the ride, right? Ride's not gonna do anything right now, especially your shield. You're looking to blow somebody else up, right? get 5, right? Look for an opportunity to drop and try to blow them up, right? Play this corner, right? Or jump back up top is probably safest, honestly. So I wouldn't go for that. I would go for the Ana. Again, their Ana is available, right? Going for the Ryan's not going to do anything right now. Okay, back way up. Okay, fine, you dodge a Shouter. General rule of thumb for Zen, if enemies are visible, do not charge shots. It reduces your damage per second by over half, if I recall correctly. So literally, you're just like nerfing your own damage by charging shots when enemies are visible. You only charge shots when you're doing like corner peek situations, or if you literally can't attack them, like they're deflecting, for example. But right now you should be attacking, not charging. Don't move forwards right now. Just chill. Like, you're fine. You're fine. Like, don't go too far forwards. Don't charge. Just attack. Just attack. Just attack. Attack. Oh, yeah. Now you know ammo. Okay. So, what do we know right now? Shatter's gone off. Right? Ryan is dead. We also saw that Soldier's dead as well. So 2 are dead right now. Do we pop Trance here? No. My Ryan still has half health, and he's still got a healthy shield as far as I know. Right? He's still got 1,300 health on the shield. He's not going to die here. The only person who can do anything to him is the Ana. Unlikely he's going to die here, right? And one of these heroes is a Mercy. He's totally fine. Even if he gets slept here, I don't think he dies. I do not pop Trance here. Sometimes, like, yeah, could you possibly have misread this? It's possible. But, like, you need to make calculated risks about your ultimates. You're over-ulting a lot. This is your second wasted ultimate in the game. I would say at GM, if you waste a single, or even Masters, if you waste a single ultimate, a support ultimate in the game, is very likely you will lose the game. You cannot whiff a single one, and you've already whiffed 2, and we're only halfway through the game. Right? This is no good. You're obviously way too aggressive right now. If your Ryan doesn't want to follow you, don't follow. That's fine. Alright, so you're looking for a blast here. Okay, fine. I think it would have been a lot easier to try to get somebody on the side, but it's fine. Just keep applying damage pressure, right? Don't worry about charging so much. Just even if you don't get the kill, damage pressure forces them to back up, right? The Mercy is not a great healer. Your damage is like really significant. Zenyatta does like a ton of damage. I don't remember exactly what it is offhand, but I'm gonna say it's at least 150 damage per second. Mercy only heals for 55. So, like, you can easily win the sustain war by just blowing up the enemies, even if they don't die, and forcing them backwards and creating space that way. You're reloading with 8 ammo despite there being visible targets, right? This is just like Zenyatta 101, right? Just the very basic fundamentals of Zenyatta, you're doing them wrong, right? Discord an enemy, harmony an ally, keep attacking, right? Do 1 charge of volley when you peek the corner. After that, just keep shooting. If no one stops you, keep shooting. You win by overwhelming damage pressure, even if it's a tank. Ideally squishies, but even if it's a tank, just constantly hammering them with attacks is more than enough to force them backwards, which wins a lot of fights. This is rough, right? So, Mercy's right here. Discord immediately, you have 3 shots, right? They do, what, 48 damage a shot plus 25% will round and say 60, right? It's 180 damage from you alone, assuming no headshots. What are you doing? You miss 1. There's your Discord. You miss 2. You miss 3. That's rough. So now the Rhine is rezzed again. So now we're going to see your aim is a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and remember, you just missed 3 more on the Mercy right there. So right now we're going to miss everything. And I'm sure what you're going to say is, I can't see the Cassidy, so it's really hard to land the shots. And I understand this. But A, you can sort of see the aura around him, and you can see his name tag, and you can see the bar. But second, just move to the left, right? If you move to the left here, I can see the Cassidy, and it's not a problem. So you got to be landing shots here. This is like full panic. You miss all but 1 shot here. This is a problem. Like, if you're gonna play Zen, you need to have good aim. It just, like, that's like the way the whole hero works. You don't have anything else. It's not like you're playing Mercy here. Like, you need to have really good aim to win games as Zenyatta. So remember earlier I said, hey, you play in the open, you're going to be in big trouble. And remember I also said earlier, if you get hit by fire strikes, you can be in big trouble. This is a double whammy. You get hit by the fire strike, and you're playing in the open here, and then I think Cassie just walks out here and just kills you. He just literally just one-taps you. It's not hard at all. It's so easy. Like, Zenyatta is a giant floating box. Right? It's so easy. How do you prevent this? Play this side, right? Swinging wide on Zenyatta is a really bad idea unless your team has full control over the fight, right? Play inside or play window. Those are much better options than playing this far out and getting hit by a Fire Strike unnecessarily. I mean, yeah. Very lucky got bumped in the air by Junkrat Tire there. I don't think that I actually really need to review the rest of this. But again, I would say the aim is a big problem. Like, this shot, when you snap up, is like way off. Right? So we're looking for something like right here-ish. That shot, it literally is impossible that he could have landed. Right? That shot, at least, yeah, that's a target. Great. Right? We'll flip through quickly. I don't remember if there's anything else of note. Oh, okay. Right here. So, this is a good flank, right? No one's paying attention. Just charge up 5 and just blow up on them. Like, they're literally not going to be dodging you. Just charge 5 and shoot. But you wait so long here. Like, you're still waiting. This is really dangerous if anybody sees you, A. Or B, what if your front line gets blown up because it's a 4v5 right now? Your team's not getting any value from you, so you need to be doing something. Very lucky the Shatter climbed and killed him. Also, you should be going for headshots there. Like, his head is right here. Right? Easy headshot in this situation. You can kill him in fewer shots. Then, okay, you don't finish the kill on the Bastion or the Baptiste. Like, you clearly haven't finished the kill. Just one more, right? Even move to the left if you're like, oh, the soldier's getting in my way. Just move to the left and kill him. But you're slow. You missed the melee. The Baptiste probably had enough time to actually pop shift and heal right there. Right? And you managed to finally kill the soldier. So now you're going to blow up the Mercy. Okay, Widow's there. Okay, fine. Right? You kill the Widow. I pursue the Mercy. Why? The Mercy has no health. Like, yeah, she could Glock me, but I have 68 health and that Mercy has 20. I only need to hit 1. I only need to hit 1 shot here, and the Mercy needs to hit 4. I would definitely take this fight and finish off the Mercy right now. Like, don't worry about the card. Just kill the Mercy. So your soldier runs up there, happens to kill the Mercy. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is you're down your tank. They have close spawn. Back up right now. You're not going to be able to push any further. Just back up. Don't get forced. Don't get staggered. You need to leave. You need to already have left. And now we pop trance just to keep yourself alive. And I know you're thinking, hey, look, there's 55 seconds. It's fine. You have enough time to take another fight here. But you're not going to be able to push any further because the tank is here. You cannot push the Reinhardt off this position no matter how good you are. So you need to just back up, rejoin your Rhine, right? And your Junkrat, come back and repush with trance. But instead, you play way far up here. And guess what? You're out of position again. And this is your 3rd wasted ultimate of the game. Your ultimates they don't give you 0 value, but it's like pretty poor. Like on an A to F scale, they're like D level ultimates. Like, it was totally unnecessary. You just stand behind the bus stop and then push right after this and you're fine. And then pop trance when your Rhine gets low. Or like, let's say they target you, then pop trance, fine. But like now you see, like your team can't do anything with the trance. Right. So you get hit here. Junkrat gets picked. Right. You dodge that fire check at least. Yeah, I mean, you're just kind of doing the best you can here, but like again, without trance, like this is where trance would have been super helpful. Like imagine if you tranced right after the shatter, right? Or trance right there. That would have also been like, look, hey, look, you took a big headshot. You were 30 health, pop trance. That's fair, right? Because the Baptiste could have killed you, and that would have saved your. You got killed by Widow anyway. But like right now, you trance. Save your soldier. Give yourself a chance, right? The Rhine's really low. Like it is winnable. Right? You heal your soldier, you go up here, make sure your Rhine is healed, right? He forces out the soldier, maybe comes back, kills the Rhine, whatever. Maybe it's winnable. But without trance, there's no way to win this. Right? And that's basically game from there. Recapping. I think that you need to go over your gameplay with a fine-tooth comb. You can't just simply look at the game and be like, oh, I have no impact, or feeling unimpactful. No, you have a lot of impact. Like we pointed out, there are lots of good plays you make on both Lucio and Zenyatta that are helping you win fights. But there's lots of missed opportunities on the table, and there's lots of errors. Lots and lots and lots of errors. In particular around the ultimates. There's lots of errors there. Right? I'm not even including stuff like, oh, like you should have potentially killed that Ana when the Rhine left her. I think that's a very high level play. Right? I think that is a probably old High Masters GM level awareness to think of that. these days it's probably diamond, right? Because everything's like roughly shifted down by like 5 ranks. But like that's like a high diamond level play to even consider that was an option. That's beyond your level right now, right? Like you don't need to be that good to climb back to diamond for sure. But you do need to not waste ultimates. You do need to understand like what is your job. You need to have good uptime, you need to have good value, you need to dodge easily dodgeable things like Fire Strike. Those are the things that you need to do in order to have better average value game after game, fight after fight. Right? That's the key here. Okay, I'm gonna hold there. Hopefully this is helpful.